Live.
Okay, welcome to regular council meeting, Heritage Day edition. First of all, we would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Robinson Superior Treaty Territory and that the land on which we gather is a traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and the Métis. Does anybody approval of the agenda? We have a resolutions of support for the town of Aurora. That's under number Committee of the Whole recommendations number 9, resolution of support for the town of Aurora. Dave?
Can I have an addition, Committee of the Whole, probably other business, just a quick discussion of Discovery Center signage. Just have a question. Other business or unfinished business, one of the two, wherever you want to put it.
Other business.
Other business? Okay. Okay, any disclosures of interest? Hearing none, no delegations. So we get right into minutes of previous meetings. Resolution 167-22. Moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor Sales, that the minutes of the council and committee of the whole meeting held June 28, 2022 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 168-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that the minutes of the special council meeting held July 8, 2022 be accepted as circulated. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Business arising from the minutes. Resolution 169-22. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. The council accept the quotation from Laser Lines in the amount of $4,200 plus applicable taxes for street line painting in the Township of Schreiber. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 170-22. Moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. That council accept the quotation from T-Baytel in the amount of $1,295.10 plus applicable taxes for the supply and installation of 6 replacement smoke detectors at the J.E. Stokes Medical Center. Discussion?
Is that same, whoever installed them in the first place? I mean, was that a quote job, or how does that work for a replacement?
The smoke detectors were over their age, their lifespan.
Right.
So it's the same company that originally installed the
Same
system.
company,
We were
okay.
just upgrading the smoke detectors.
Right, okay, thank you.
All those in favor? Carried.
$170.
Resolution 171-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor Sales, that council accept the quotation from T-Baytel in the amount of $5,281.94 plus applicable taxes to supply and install a fire alarm system at the Schreiber Municipal Complex. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 172-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath. The council accept the quotation from Gincor Trucks in the amount of $29,860 plus applicable taxes for the replacement of the L45 Viking hopper spreader for attachment to the Sander plow truck. Discussion?
Is that for them installing it too?
No,
No.
the installation is next, I believe.
Okay.
All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 173-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor Morrow. The council accept a quotation from Strongco in the amount of $8,080 plus applicable taxes for the installation of the replacement L45 Viking hopper spreader on the Sander plow truck. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 174-22, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. That council authorized the temporary closure of Winnipeg Street from where Winnipeg Street is intersected by Drummond Street to where Winnipeg Street is intersected by Scotia Street, and the temporary closure of Scotia Street from where Scotia Street is intersected by Winnipeg Street to where Scotia Street is intersected by Subway Street, and the temporary closure of Subway Street from where Subway Street is intersected by Scotia Street to where Subway Street is intersected by Winnipeg Street, and the temporary closure of Winnipeg Street from where Winnipeg Street is intersected by Subway Street to where Winnipeg Street is intersected by Alberta Street, and the temporary closure of Alberta Street from where Alberta Street is intersected by Winnipeg Street to where Alberta Street is intersected by Erie Street. And that the closures take effect from July 24th, 2022, 12:30 p.m. to July 24th, 2022, 1 p.m. for the Heritage Days Parade. And that the streets will reopen to regular vehicular traffic no later than 1:30 p.m. on July 24th, 2022. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 175-22, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor Morrow. The council approved the recreation programmer's plan for the Discovery Center grand opening to be held July 16th, 2022. All those in favor? Carried.
Over and out.
Resolution 176-22, moved by Councillor Sales, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that council authorize the temporary closure of Walker Lake Road from the Schreiber Discovery Center to where Walker Lake Road is intersected by Newman Street, and that the closure took effect from July 16, 2022 at 1 p.m. to July 16, 2022 to 4 p.m. for the grand opening of the Schreiber Discovery Center, and that the street reopen to regular vehicular traffic no later than 4:30 on July 16, 2022. All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 177-22, moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor Morrow, that the Council of the Township of Schreiber support the resolution of the Town of Aurora with respect to Private Members Bill C-233, Kara's Law. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Accounts for pay. Resolution 178-22. Moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefurek, that checks issued on the general bank account in the month of June 2022 in the amount of $299,982.55 for general accounts payable be approved and ratified. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 179-22. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Stefurek, that bank debits issued on the general bank account in the month of June 2022 in the amount of $54,309.74 for payroll be approved and ratified. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 180-22. Moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor McGrath. The council approved the payment of 4 imprint invoice number 231-80871 in the amount of $288.32, including shipping and applicable taxes. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Other business. Resolution 181-22. Moved by Councillor Sales, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. That bylaw 27/2022 being a bylaw to set tax ratios for prescribed property classes for the year 2022 be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 182, or Resolution 181.
This is 181.
Okay, sorry. In my head.
Yeah. Resolution 182-22, moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. That bylaw 28-2022 being a bylaw to rescind bylaw 33-2021 be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 183-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor Sales. That bylaw 29-2022 being a bylaw to govern the proceedings of council and committees and to repeal all former bylaws related thereto be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 184-22, moved by Councillor Stefuric, seconded by Councillor McGrath, that bylaw 30-2022 being a bylaw to adopt a policy for sale and disposition of land and to rescind bylaw 24-2020 be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Resolution 185-22, moved by Councillor Sale, second by Councillor Stefuric. That bylaw 31-2022 being a bylaw to adopt a new policy for work orders and to rescind bylaw 50-1998 be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Phew. Resolution 186-22. Moved by Councillor McGrath, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. That bylaw 32-2022 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of an agreement between the Township of Schreiber and Her Majesty the Queen in right of Ontario as represented by the Minister of Infrastructure, case number 2021-07-1-1610-490224 be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Oh, discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Do that. Oops. Is that this one? Resolution 187-22. Moved by Councillor Morrow, seconded by Councillor Stefuric. That bylaw 33-2022 being a bylaw to authorize the execution of an agreement between the Township of Schreiber and Nathan Diaz for the position of CAO/clerk be given first, second, third, and final reading and enacted. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Carried. Sign or accept. So that'll bring us to the committee of the whole portion of the meeting. And Director of Operations report the status update. Has anybody got any questions? I was talking to Tammy. She had conversation with the overflow pipe. If you want to give the
Yeah, we're expecting Great Terrio in Schreiber here the first part of August to do the repairs, and they're going to do it on warranty.
Nope.
And we're going to replace it with the PVC pipe again, just using the correct glue this time. We will be seeing a small invoice from EKT for coming to seal off the water tank. They had to rent a scissor lift and all that kind of stuff to do so, the invoice seems fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my one question. But I don't think we should have to pay for any of that, so I'm glad that that's all taken care of.
And laser lines will be in town Friday, Saturday, you said?
Friday, Saturday to paint the lines, yeah. Cloud
Okay.
Darling will be here tomorrow to take a look at the boiler. The boiler specialty crew will be here on Tuesday to take a look at what it's gonna take for a replacement.
Great. Okay, that's all the questions you guys got?
Yep.
Number 2, occupational health and safety meeting, June 23rd. Number 3, by law enforcement report.
So the issue that says it was resolved in court, did that go in our favor?
Yes.
Okay. Right on.
All these inspections on these properties,
Pardon me?
all the inspections, property standard violations, inspections.
Right.
So one of them were we sold.
Yep. You just want to know more or less why, or?
Yeah, what were the results of the inspections?
Well, yeah, all these properties, right, had just from a visual inspection, quite a bit of property standards issues.
Yeah.
So part of what we wanted to do is make sure it's documented and put into the listing agreement when we did sell these properties, so that anyone buying it would clearly know the township's
Okay.
position when it comes to the violations we see and and what we'd like addressed.
So it's as is, buyer beware.
Yep.
Okay,
Exactly.
all right.
Okay. Nothing else. Number 4, Schreiber Public Library. Board meeting minutes. You want to speak to anything on that, Dave, or?
No, not
Anybody
really. It's
got
from
any
April.
questions?
They're from April, so it was a while ago. And
Where's
then I
that?
had questions.
Where's that photo being sold by Gerard? Says, multi-frame tickets sold during Heritage Days.
I'm assuming
Must
possibly at
be
the lunch
maybe
tomorrow.
at the library,
Or at the library.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely
Yeah.
sure,
Well,
but I would assume the lunch.
yeah, I'll have to look for that tomorrow. Tomorrow's the lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, hearing nothing else there, we'll move into question period.
So no questions, but as you know, this is the last time we'll have questions at this part of the meeting. We'll now move right after delegations.
Okay.
Okay, we'll move into communications. A nice thank you letter from high school.
Yeah. Seems to be a lot of requests for
Draven alert.
the Draven alert.
There's a few of them in there, so is that something which one do we wanna support? Municipality of Brighton, that seems to be the first one there, number 3.
No,
You know who started it?
I think it was Brighton.
I think it was
I think
Brighton
Dan's right.
and Hastings, but I don't see the Hastings one, but County of Hastings. Chunia refers to that.
Yeah.
yeah, whichever one you want.
It looks like other municipalities like Coburg, they're supporting
Yeah.
Brighton, so.
So Brighton would be the logical choice then.
Yeah.
Hearing nothing else on communications, then we'll move into, we got nothing in unfinished business. Other business, we got signage for the Discovery Center.
Yeah, I just, first off, like, the grand opening was great. Speeches were awesome. It was more emotional than I expected it to be, so that was nice. I'm just wondering, could we get even like one of those fold-out signs saying like museum parking
Yep.
with an arrow? Is that a plan to get that going? Yeah. Okay.
Especially because right now we have that Casque Isle Trail sign, and
Mhm.
right now the back is empty facing the parking lot
Yeah.
and anyone going by. So, you know, definitely one of the first ideas we had, maybe that's where we can put the hours of the museum.
Yeah, and then like the kids can bring it out when they
Yep.
start their shift and bring it in at the end of the day. Yeah.
Exactly,
Okay.
something like that where we can either post messages or, you know, just a basic thing, say parking or something like that,
Mhm.
because right now it's just an empty sign, so the idea would be to put something on the back and informational, so people know, oh, this is something open here, this is the parking.
Yeah, the sooner the better.
Yep.
That would
Like,
absolutely.
I would have assumed that there were going to be some large signs on the highway for the Discovery Center.
Yeah, I think
Is
that's
there
to
not?
come, correct?
That's not in the plans yet?
No, not yet.
Don't you have to go through the Ministry of Transportation?
Correct, if we
Well,
wanted to.
maybe so, but I mean, I would have thought
Yeah.
that was on the move, but.
I mean, can we not update just our existing signage?
Exactly.
With new looking,
Exactly,
Yeah.
and the time I think has come to replace a lot of our existing signage.
Yeah.
A lot of it is worn. I was driving the other day and I forget which sign it is now, but one of them, half of it was missing, where it was saying for the old railway museum to come to see that. So we have a number of signs. The main ones I think we should definitely replace are the ones that just say Schreiber. You know, they just have the logo and they say Schreiber, and I don't know what that's really marketing beyond just their name Schreiber, right? And if you're a visitor from the US, or you may not be too familiar, you just see Schreiber, that doesn't mean anything much. So I think far more successful signs would be marketing a tourism asset we have. Either, we have a few that market the beach, new ones for our new museum, you know, showing what the museum looks like, or but possibly one for a splash pad, so.
yeah, there's the one sign that says Heritage Days, 3rd week of July. That
Yep.
probably could be used to advertise something else.
Exactly.
Which one, where is that? That's
On the way,
to Rossport and Nippigan?
yeah,
Yeah.
around there.
Didn't
There
one
was
fall
around-
down around
There's
Wawa
one
too?
halfway between Thunder Bay and Nippigan that's missing.
Yeah,
That's the one that's at
Around
Schreiber,
there.
140 kilometers.
around Lumet there somewhere.
Yeah, right
And
there,
then
yeah.
by Wawa too, wasn't there one that fell down?
Yep.
So those plans are all happening.
Yeah.
Well, we
Hopefully
would
get
need
those.
to develop it as a project plan, so we can look at this as an economic development project, if you'd like this to happen and be budgeted in next year's capital budget.
Yeah, I remember in the original,
Absolutely.
like the original grant, in the study or whatever, there was mock-up signs that potentially you could use for your museum and stuff.
Yep.
I guess you can fall back on some of those ideas or whatever.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
we gotta go for grants.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yep. Fortunately, we've had a lot of support in terms of grant funding from Destination Northern Ontario. Potentially, we could look at that again for possible funding. So, let's see what, money's out there, but, it's economies of scale if we can get all of these signs, replaced at the same time. It would be a logical way to do it. I can also get the, one contractor again to fabricate it too, and, we can resolve all of this very efficiently. So,
Okay.
I'll keep that in mind to look for grants and potentially develop that project plan for next year's capital.
But in the meantime, we'll have a parking sign with an arrow.
That one should be cheap enough
Okay.
to resolve quick, yeah.
Perfect.
But I got a more important sign than
Yeah.
that. I think we should have an open sign, other than the one on the door. I think we should
Well,
have a
what's-
big open
honestly-
sign on the back,
honestly,
on the
what's-
back of the,
What's the point of putting a parking
Oh, okay.
sign,
Museum open, parking,
if it doesn't say what,
well, that's what I meant. Like,
Yeah.
Discovery Center
Yeah.
parking, that's what needs to be on the sign, really.
needs to be open.
Yeah, open.
We need to, it needs, people
Yeah,
drive
those
by it and there's no
lights
open sign
on
yet.
Grass, pretty cheap.
Well,
I know
you don't
exactly
even
what
know
y'all
it's
are
there in the
thinking.
first
Yeah,
place.
okay.
There's nothing that
As long as you
says
understand.
the Discovery Center,
Gotcha.
right?
There's lots that says Discovery Center. Doug, does it need to be advertised better? Yes, it does, but there's
Not-
still lots that,
Not on the highway.
a simple,
That's all
a
I'm
simple
saying.
open sign would be great too. It would go a long way.
Well-
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, that's all I wanted to.
Yeah. I'll
Perfect.
make sure I get that open sign. I get the gist of it, what you want. I'll get that, sign, fabricated and shipped here, and I'll just have to get the measurements and, from the back of that existing Cask Isle Trail sign, and I can probably put it on there.
Perfect.
Okay, that being said, that's, yeah, adjournment for the open session. We have to go back into the closed session, so resolution 188-22. Moved by Councillor Stefurek, seconded by Councillor Sales, that the closed meeting resume at this time. All those in favor?